Jamaica become crime free. In Jamaica now we are Jamaican for economy. No more breeder lasting. Revelation set.
Agrobuzz is our weekly agricultural program on Sunny Side Up. Now, the Jamaica 4-H Clubs is on a campaign to educate, train, and inform its clubites, as well as the public in general, of having new foods or returning to foods we once consumed as a means of preserving our food security. This is being done as part of efforts to combat the vagaries of climate change. It also forms part of the new focus of the Jamaica 4-H Club's series of Parish Achievement Expos being held this year under the theme Food Diversification, Combating Climate Change. Here to tell us more about the Jamaica 4-H Club's thrust towards food diversification in light of climate change is Public Relations and Marketing Manager Carol McCormack. Welcome to Agrobuzz, Carol. How do you do?
Hi, morning, Paul. I'm good. And how are you?
I am fine. I haven't spoken with you in a while.
It has been ages, Paula.
And it is good that we now get to talk about something that a lot of people are interested in, and that is the program that's going on through 4-H Club. So what are the foods that are being reintroduced or introduced?
All right. So we're looking at foods which include badu. A lot of people, they don't know what badu is, or, well, the older folk among us would know. It's from the dasheen family. So those are one of the foods that we're looking at. We're also looking at how we can make proper use of breadfruit, sword, pumpkin leaves, dasheen leaves. So those are some of the things that we're looking at in terms of bringing them back, reintroducing them, and introducing them to some who may not have heard in terms of these are foods that we can consume in terms of a way of ensuring food security for our nation.
Now, why is it so important that we diversify the foods that we eat?
Well, climate change, it is so obvious. 1 minute we are absolutely dry and the next minute we're almost being flooded out. So we have to look at foods that we can get on the market, also that we can cultivate for ourselves in terms of ensuring that we have food security. And part of this too, in terms of ensuring that we have food security, is that we also have to engage in proper mitigation practices, agricultural mitigation practices. So how do we cultivate these foods? So this is part of the training that we're giving to our youth, and by extension, other persons who are associated with 4-H clubs, to say that, listen, we have certain foods that we eat on a regular basis. But in the light of climate change, what should happen if some of these foods run out or are not in the supply that we need? These are the foods that we can go back to, and these are the foods that are even more nutritious, than what we're eating now. And that way we can ensure that we have a constant supply of food.
What about those new ones that can be introduced?
Well, some of the new ones, some people will say that they're not so new. But for example, annatto, Spanish needle. We're also, well, I mentioned the pumpkin leaf and the dasheen leaf. Edo, which is also along the same lines of badu. We're also looking at pusli. Pusli is something that some people will see grow wild, but pusli can actually be consumed once you're cooking it properly, and you can cook it as how you would have your callaloo. So these are some of the things that through the 4-H Club, through our thrust of food diversification, this is what we are introducing and reintroducing to persons. Because basically what we want to do is we want to leave this legacy for persons that over the next 50, 100 years, even when you and I are gone, those who come after us will still, as I say, ensure having food security.
What are the parishes being targeted for the expositions?
Well, the expositions are always held in all parishes. And while we have started, of course, we have to be mindful of what is going on now. So we are going to be re-examining the dates in terms of the staging of these expos, because we have to be mindful of the public health risks that are on the horizon, and the fact that, public gatherings may actually be a concern, or is in fact a concern. So we are going to be rescheduling them during the course of this year. So we're looking at actually having them later down in the year. But Parish Achievement Expos take place in all parishes. And then these Parish Achievement Expos usually culminate at our National Achievement Expo, which we hold on the Denby Showgrounds in Clarendon.
This is absolutely fantastic. It's an excellent way to involve the youth as we change our habits, the way we do things, as we adapt to the fact that the world is changing and won't be changing for the better unless we do something.
Exactly.
I want to thank you for speaking with us, Carol. It was lovely to chat with you.
Thank you very much, Paula. And it was good catching up with you as well.
All righty. So we will hopefully see you in person at one of the expos.
Oh, looking forward.
That's 4-H Club's Carel McCormack sharing with us the importance of food diversification as part of climate change mitigation efforts. And in the newest segment, Did You Know? The Jamaica 4-H Clubs was established in 1940. It's the ministry's youth training arm committed to developing outstanding leaders with marketable skills in agriculture, and membership stands at over 105,000 individuals. And remember, let's continue to support our farmers by eating what they grow as they grow what we eat. For information on what's happening in the agricultural and agro-industry sector, please visit the ministry's website at www.mycaf.gov.jm. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter and check them out on Facebook. And see you next week for another Agrobuzz.
Let me see Jamaica become crime free. If Jamaica and we are Jamaican for economy. No more breed the last thing. Revelation set. Eat what we grow.